Hello everyone, my name is Rich Keener. I'm the Village Manager for the Village of Villa Park, and today's another one of our segments where I'll be discussing the upcoming Committee of the Whole and formal board meeting agenda. So today's segment deals with March 13th, and as always, our Committee of the Whole will begin at 7:30 p.m. here at Village Hall, and then directly after the Committee of the Whole starts the formal agenda. So let's start. So today is the agenda for the Committee of the Whole for March 13th, for Monday. Number 1 is the call to order, the roll call. Number 2 is the Pledge of Allegiance. Number 3 is amendments of the agenda. And folks, that's the appropriate time for President Bullwinkle or a member of the trustees to amend the Committee of the Whole agenda. It could be to table something, it could be to ask questions about it, things of that nature. So moving on to number 4 for the Committee of the Whole is to consider a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, authorizing the acceptance of a proposal from Call One of Chicago, Illinois for a ShoreTel voice over internet protocol phone system for approximately 128 phone sites through the Suburban Purchasing Cooperative, with lines and usage charges not to exceed $129,643 in the first year. The current phone system utilized by village staff is aging and varies between sites. Village staff is seeking to upgrade the current 7-site phone system to a networked voice over internet protocol, or also known as VoIP, phone system that will consist of approximately 128 phone and data connections in the amount of $88,796. Village staff recommends that Call One of Chicago, Illinois be granted a contract for this service, as the company is a preferred vendor registered with the DuPage Mayor's Managers Conference and has offered a discount on current line and usage charges. Call One's anticipated line and usage charges are $40,847 for the first year. The Call One discount will result in an estimated annual savings to the village of $28,660. And as a result of the savings, the cost of the VoIP system will be recouped in approximately 3 years. Funds for the VoIP system and usage charges have been budgeted within the 2017-2018 fiscal year. So folks, we, with the village and all of our different buildings, 7 of them, we have an antiquated phone system that right now we're on a month-to-month contract. The phone system is very old, and what we want to do is we want to purchase a new system that uses the internet. And by doing so, we'll save at least $28,000 a year and possibly more. And over 3 years, we'll recoup the cost of the purchase of the new phone system. And so that's a great value to the village, very efficient phone system, and actually it's very needed. So moving on to number 5 for the Committee of the Whole for Monday night, this discussion only. It's the fiscal year 2017-2018 proposed budget, and it's going to be operations for Monday night. So prior to the February 27, 2017 board meeting, members of the board were provided with copies of a draft of the FY 2017-2018 budget. The village will begin review of the proposed fiscal year 2018, May 1, 2017 through April 30th, 2018 budget with a discussion of the main operations of the village. This is the first budget workshop, with subsequent workshops planned on March 15th to complete discussion of operations and the capital improvement plan. We anticipate budget public hearing and first reading of the budget ordinance on April 10th, with adoption on April 24th for a May 1, 2017 fiscal year start. And folks, we do this on an annual basis. It's just part of the budget adoption process. So the budget's been put together by staff and been given to the board We've given it to them a few weeks ago in a 3-ring binder. It's a draft proposal. And Monday starts the first review formally on the chamber floor of the fiscal year May 1, 2017 budget. So we'll go through all kinds of different things. It's more of a macro approach than a micro, so we're not going to dig right down into each line item. But I usually open up talking about some of the items that will make sure that's in the budget. Always the purchase of squad cars, 50/50 sidewalk program, 50/50 rear yard drainage program. And then Wednesday we'll start talking about the 2017 street program and the resurfacing and things of that nature. And then we'll proceed to answer any questions or modify the budget if there is any need to modify. We'll probably have a strong discussion on pensions and their funding and return on investments. So should be a great presentation, probably one of the longer ones that evening. So if you have a chance, please tune in or come and listen. So now let's move on to number 6 for the Committee of the Whole, which is to consider a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, authorizing the proposed swimming pool season pass rates and daily admission fees for the 2017 pool season. Pool pass rates must be finalized by a resolution and approved by the Village of Villa Park Board of Trustees. In an effort to increase the likelihood of achieving self-sustaining aquatic facilities, the village raised the season pass rates by 10% in 2013, 2014, and 2015, and 5% in 2016. No increase is being requested for calendar year 2017. Staff requests the rates and fees remain the same as the 2016 rates and fees. So now I'm going to kind of go through the rates and fees, folks. So residents age 3 to 59, we have the early bird discount rate for the season pass, which will be $53. And then after the early bird discount time period, which is May 1st through June 6th, is terminated, then there'll be $72. So from May 1st to June 6th, there'll be $53 for residents ages 3 to 59. After June 6th, there'll be $72 for the season. Non-resident ages 3 to 59, they're not eligible for the discounted rate, so their cost will be $99 for the regular season. Resident senior age 60 and above will be $48 for the discounted rate, and then after June 6th, it'll be $64. Non-resident senior age 60 and above, they do not qualify for the discounted rate, but the regular season rate will be $92. The daily admission fees are recommended to be $7 for residents ages 3 and older, and $9 for non-residents 3 and older. The evening discount fee will be $5 for residents and $7 for non-residents, beginning at 5 p.m. These fees are comparable with neighboring communities with similar aquatic facilities. And folks, you're probably wondering, Manager Keener, how do you come up with these rates? Well, the Parks and Recreation staff takes surveys of area communities that have pools of similar aquatic facilities, and then we match those with ours to make sure they're comparable. We don't want to be too far above theirs. We don't want to be below their costs either. We want to be comparable and fair. And so that's what we do. And this year, the request from staff is not to increase the fees or the pass rates for 2017. So let's move on to number 7 for the Committee of the Whole for Monday night, March 13th, is to consider a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, authorizing change order number 3, and this is a final change order, to the contract between the Village of Villa Park and Chicago Land Paving Contractors, Inc. for the 2016 street improvement project for a deduction in the amount of $200,657.15. The village has a contract with Chicagoland Paving Contractors of Inc. of Lake Zurich, Illinois for the 2016 Street Improvement Project. The proposed final change order number 3 consists of the final balancing of contract quantities as measured in the field. The net amount of proposed final change order number 3 is a deduction of $200,657.15 for an adjusted final contract amount of $1,459,948.52. And so, folks, really what this means is we're finally closing out the 2016 road improvement project, and there's a deduct. So we'll take those $200,000 and we'll move those into the 2017 program. And it's quite an efficient program to save $200,000. So I'm very happy with the way the streets are being done, the way the Public Works is moving through the bids, and I'm very happy with the bids that are coming back underneath the engineer's estimates. So we're doing well, using the funds from the bond proceeds very efficiently. So I'm very happy. I hope you are also. So moving on to number 8 is to consider an ordinance of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, amending the fees and establishing a special event permit. Presently, applications for various events are processed in different village departments through different applications. During the village board meeting held on February 27th, the village board supported the use of a new special event application packet which combines all applications for various requests, events into one coordinated packet. This new packet amends the daily liquor license fee to $75, amends the raffle fee to $10, and lists other applicable fees, provides improved coordination, tracking, planning, and gives departments the time necessary to assure a successful event that promotes a positive reflection on the Village of Villa Park. And so, folks, as I mentioned, I read that on February 27th during the board meeting, it was on the Committee of the Whole, we had a discussion about the special event permit and application. And as staff, we think that is a very efficient way to handle all the requests that we have coming in. It could be for a 5K run, could be for a parade, could be for Oktoberfest, Summerfest, could be for the Islamic Foundation's event. We have a lot of requests that come into the village which are processed through different applications. Could go through the police department or Public Works or administration. But this application and permit, it's all done through one application, and then it'll be sent and tracked and planned through multiple departments and eventually signed off by me. And part of that application is a 30-day window. So we'll have 30 days, we'll receive it 30 days prior to the event, which will help staff and the event coordinator work together to iron out any particular issues for that event. So we are very thankful that the board supports this piece of legislation. So let's move on to number 9. Is to consider an ordinance of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, authorizing the sale by public auction of vehicles owned by the Village of Villa Park. As noted in previous weekly correspondence, staff intends to proceed to purchase a used ADA accessible bus from Nesdra for use by the Parks and Recreation Department to transport program participants. The current 12-passenger van, Vehicle 245, utilized by Parks and Recreation, is not ADA accessible, and as a result of the purchase of the Nesdra bus, the gray van is not needed. Vehicle 135 is a surplus police vehicle in disrepair and is being replaced by a new police vehicle. Staff requests approval of the board to sell both vehicles on the Obanoff auction internet site. Proceeds from the sale of the vehicles will be placed into the equipment replacement fund and used to purchase additional equipment. So folks, we have 2 vehicles. The first one is vehicle 135. It's a 2009 Ford Crown Vic, and this vehicle is a former police squad car, has transmission issues, and folks, it's really not a good use of money to replace that transmission and then sell the vehicle. So we're not going to work on that transmission. We're not going to repair it. We're just going to sell it as is. And vehicle 245 is a 2002 Ford Econoline 350. It's a 12-passenger van. It's gray. It's in pretty good shape. It's just not needed, as we'll be purchasing the used Nesdra bus for the Parks and Rec Department. And so let's move on to number 10, which is to consider an ordinance of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, approving and placing the 2017 zoning district map on record. So the 2017 zoning map includes changes resulting from recent annexations, rezonings, and other miscellaneous items. Following approval, a map will be added to the village website. And folks, we try to do this on an annual basis so that we keep it updated, because we do have some annexations and rezonings throughout the year that proceed through the Plan and Zoning Commission. So it's kind of a good practice to do this on an annual basis. And in 2018, we'll do the same thing, to go through and update the map and then put it on record. And then you as a citizen can always go to our website under Community Development and take a look at the zoning map, and then it'll be up to date. So moving on to number 11 for the Committee of the Whole is convene to the formal agenda. So we do have a little bit of a Committee of the Whole and formal agenda, some kind of interesting items. Excuse me. I'm going to switch over to the formal agenda now, and we'll start that off. So for number 1, for the formal board meeting for Monday night, March 13th, is the Village President's Report. And folks, that's the appropriate time for Village President Bullwinkle to kind of give us an update on what's been happening in her role as Village President since the last time we met. Could be emails, could be questions for staff, things of that nature. Number 2 for the formal agenda is public comments on agenda items. So folks, that's the appropriate time for anyone in the audience to approach the podium and be recognized by President Bullwinkle and ask questions to the board or staff about items on the formal agenda. Excuse me. So number 4, the consent agenda, we have items A through I. And as I always mention to you, we take a lot of the material from the Committee of the Whole and we move it on to the consent agenda if it's non-controversial. And if it's controversial, then we'll have a separate vote below the consent agenda. So number 4 is the consent agenda. A is a bill listing for the weeks of February 24, 2017, March 6, 2017, and March 13, 2017 for a total amount of $405,262.85. Excuse me. I'm going to stop for a moment and take a drink. I think I've probably talked a little bit too much here. Thank you. I appreciate it. And folks, you probably noticed that I read the bill listings. There's 3 of them. We have changed now the way we print our bill listings. So we print the bill listings on a weekly time frame now. And that allows us to pay our contractors and vendors on a more timely basis and to track and plan better. So you'll notice going forward that we're going to have multiple bill listings on the formal agenda. And this has been approved by the board. And so this week we have 3 for a total of $405,262.85. So B for the consent is minutes from the Village Committee of the Whole meeting for February 27, 2017. C, minutes from the Village Formal Board meeting for February 27, 2017. D is a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, authorizing the acceptance of a proposal from Call One of Chicago, Illinois for a ShoreTel voice over internet protocol phone system for approximately 128 phone sites through the Suburban Purchasing Cooperative with lines and usage charges not to exceed $129,643 in the first year. The current phone system utilized by village staff is aging and varies between sites. Village staff is seeking to upgrade the current 7-site phone system to a networked voice over internet protocol phone system that will consist of approximately 128 phone and data connections in the amount of $88,796. Village staff recommends that Call One of Chicago, Illinois be granted a contract for this service, as the company is a preferred vendor registered with the DuPage Mayors and Managers Conference and has offered a discount on current line and usage charges. Call One's anticipated line and usage charges are $40,847 for the first year. The Call One discount will result in an estimated annual savings to the village of $28,660. And as a result of the savings, the cost of the VoIP system will be recouped in approximately 3 years. Funds for the VoIP system and usage charges have been budgeted for and through the 2017-2018 fiscal year. So folks, by switching to the new phone system, the village will save $28,660 at least in the first year, and then over a 3-year period, the savings will pay for the purchase of the new phone system, which is really needed. So if you add the two amounts together, the $88,796 and the $40,847, that equals the $129,643. And so that is D for the consent. Moving on to E is resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, authorizing the proposed swimming pool pass, season pass rates, and daily, daily admission fees for the 2017 pool season. Pool pass rates must be finalized by a resolution and approved by the Villa Park Board of Trustees. In an effort to increase the likelihood of achieving self-sustaining aquatic facilities, the village raised the season pass rates by 10% in 2013, 2014, and 2015, and 5% in 2016. No increase is being requested for calendar year 2017. So staff is proposing an early bird discounted rate time frame from May 1st to June 6th. So the discounted pass rates for residents ages 3 to 59 will be $53 in that time period, and after June 6th it'll be $72. Non-resident age 3 to 59 do not qualify for the early bird discount, so their cost will be $99 for the season rate pass. Resident senior age 60 and above, the discounted rate is $48 till June 6th. After that, it's $64. The non-resident senior age 60 and above don't qualify for the discounted rate for the season pass, but $92 will be their cost. The daily admission fees are recommended to be $7 for residents ages 3 and older and $9 for non-residents ages 3 and older. The evening discount fee will be $5 for residents and $7 for non-residents beginning at 5 p.m. These fees are comparable with neighboring communities with similar aquatic facilities. So moving on to F, and for the consent agenda for Monday night, is a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, authorizing change order number 3, which is a final change order, to the contract between the Village of Villa Park and Chicagoland Paving Contractors, Inc. for the 2016 Street Improvement Project for a deduction in the amount of $200,657.15. The village has a contract with Chicagoland Paving Contractors, Inc. of Lake Zurich, Illinois for the 2016 Street Improvement Project. The proposed final change order number 3 consists of the final balancing of contract quantities as measured in the field. The net amount of proposed final change order number 3 is a deduction of $200,657.15 for an adjusted final contract amount of $1,459,948.52. So folks, that's great. We're closing out the 2016 street improvement project, and we have a deduction of over $200,000. We'll take those funds, move it into the 2017 street improvement project, and move forward with more street improvements. Moving on to G for the consent agenda for Monday night is the first and final reading of an ordinance of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, amending the fees and establishing a special event permit. Presently, applications for various events are processed in different village departments through different applications. During the village board meeting held on February 27th, the village board supported the use of a new special event application packet which combines all applications for various request events into one coordinated packet. This new packet amends the daily liquor license fee to $75, amends the raffle fee to $10, and lists other applicable fees, provides improved coordination, tracking, planning, and gives departments the time necessary to assure a successful event that promotes a positive reflection on the Village of Villa Park. And so folks, also within this special event permit and application, there is a 30-day window, so the application and permit request must be presented to the village 30 days in advance of the event. And that ensures enough time for staff to review it, work out any details with the event coordinator to make sure that the event is successful. Moving on to H for the consent agenda for Monday night is a first and final reading of an ordinance of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, authorizing the sale by public auction of vehicles owned by the Village of Villa Park. As noted in previous weekly correspondence, staff intends to proceed to purchase a used ADA accessible bus from Nesdra for use by the Parks and Recreation Department to transport program participants. The current 12-passenger van, vehicle number 245, utilized by Parks and Recreation is not ADA accessible, and as a result of the purchase of the Nesdra bus, the gray van is not going to be needed. Vehicle 135 is a surplus police vehicle in disrepair and is being replaced by a new police vehicle. Staff requests approval of the village board to sell both vehicles on the Obanoff auction internet site. Proceeds from the sale of vehicles will be placed into the equipment replacement fund and used to purchase additional equipment. So folks, vehicle number 135 is a 2009 Ford Crown Vic, and that's the former police vehicle. Vehicle 245 is the 2002 Ford Econoline 350, and that's the 12-passenger van that's gray. And so moving on to I for the consent agenda is a first and final reading of an ordinance of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, approving and placing the 2017 zoning district map on record. The 2017 zoning map includes changes resulting from recent annexations, rezonings, and other miscellaneous items. Following approval, the map will be added to the village website. And so folks, once it's approved, we'll put it on the village website, and therefore anytime, day or night, if you have a question about zoning or what parcels are or not within the village boundaries, you can visit our website, community development, and the zoning map will be there. And that is the consent agenda, so it's A through I. So let's move on to number 5, which is a first and final reading of an ordinance of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, approving a final plat of re-subdivision for the property located at 600 East Harrison Avenue, to be known as Harrison Wayside Re-Subdivision. Mr. Robert Mueller is the petitioner. The petitioner is seeking a re-subdivision of a single lot into 2 lots under the administrative subdivision regulation of the Village of Villa Park. This request meets all the guidelines of the process, and staff recommends that the village president and board of trustees approve the ordinance. So folks, with this particular item, we have a developer coming forward that we have a large one lot that the developer wants to subdivide into 2 lots, and then on the 2 lots he wants to build 2 brand new homes. And this proposal meets all the guidelines of the administrative subdivision. And if you remember from the February 27th board meeting, we did have some folks in the audience that did ask questions of staff and presented some pictures of some flooding in the area, and staff met with those residents and then met with the developer and the architect and worked through many things on the proposal for Monday night site plan, the administrative subdivision. So very happy that this is moving forward. I'm glad we have a developer that would like to build within the village and build 2 brand new homes, and that's fantastic. Glad to have that happen. So moving on to number 6 for the formal board agenda for March 13th is public comments on non-agenda items. And folks, that's the appropriate time for anyone in the audience to come to the podium and be recognized by President Bowinkle and ask questions of the board or staff pertaining to items that are not on the agenda. It could be some questions about snowfall, plowing, road conditions. So that's the appropriate time, number 6, to ask questions or have a comment on anything that's not on the agenda. Number 7 for Monday night is the village clerk's report, and that's the appropriate time for village clerk Kornecki to kind of give us an update on what's been happening in her role since the last time we met. Number 8 is the village trustees report, and that's the appropriate time for the trustees to kind of update everyone on what's been happening in their role. Could be an email, could be questions for staff. Number 9 is the village manager's report, and that's my time to update you on what's been happening in my role since the last time we met. And I like to talk about the amount of snowfall, rain, the amount of use of our salt, things of that nature, to kind of keep you updated on things that are happening in the community. Could even be a legislative proposal in Springfield. Number 10 is the village attorney's report, and that's their time to kind of update all of us on what's been happening in their role as our village attorney. And of course, number 11 then would be adjournment. And so folks, there's many good items on the committee of the whole and formal board meeting for Monday, March 13th. I hope you have some time to tune in or come and take a look in person and provide some comments. You know, the weather's been great. Now it's kind of changing. It looks like we have some snow planned here in the next week or so. We still have the VFW having their fish fry on Friday nights, and their tactical Thursday night tacos are delicious. So please take some time and visit the VFW on Thursdays and Friday nights. And folks, it won't be long and we'll have antique car shows near the depot in the Cortese Veterans Memorial Park. So, you know, save some time there. And then we'll have the Kiwanis concerts in the park on Wednesdays coming up in the summer during July. And then August, we're going to have 5 concerts at the depot on Thursday nights this year. So many things coming up. So stay tuned. Be ready for a very active spring and summer. Again, my name is Rich Keener. I'm your village manager for the Village of Villa Park. It's my honor. And please tune in next time. Thank you.